Hello and welcome back to the demo of Shapez 2. We're going to continue with the demo today. We're going to look at completing the swapper and getting the cutting speed upgrade done first. So the first thing we're going to do is actually delete, this was our starter factory, let's just go ahead and delete that. And now our belt speed is currently now 120 per minute. Our extractors are operating at 30 per minute, so we will have to do 4 extractors per belt to get a full belt of 120. So let's get the swapper done first, which is this half radiation looking symbol thing. Okay, this is my solution for the swapper build. I have 4 extractors, fills a belt of circles for 120 per minute, which is my current belt speed. You can see in the top right corner. But I only have 3 splitters. These operate at 22.5, but I don't need to cut a full belt because these operate at 22.5, so that means each lane is outputting 22.5. So that would be 22.5 times 6, which is over 120. So it's more than a belt can handle. So basically I have them being split and then rotated so that there's a half circle on the top and a half circle on the bottom. The bottom ones, we'll go up to the second floor here. The bottom ones, second floor is much easier to see. You can hit V and it turns the belts on and off visibility. However, it kind of gets blurry when you have stuff stacked on top of each other. So we'll just look at the second floor. The first floor is exactly the same, except the half circle is on the top instead of the bottom. So the half circle comes up here, gets sent into 3 splitters. These 3 splitters again, so now I have a quarter of a circle coming out at 120 per minute because there's 6 of them. These are operating at 22.5 as well. So I have the same thing on the top and the bottom, so now when we go down on the bottom you can see this shape is on the bottom, this shape is on the top. So the shapes are where we need them to be. So they flow into 6 extractors, or 6 stackers. And it makes our symbol that we need. We only need 5.33. So this last one won't work at full speed, but that basically puts a full belt of, we'll call them radiation cores, onto the vortex. And I believe we've already completed it. By the time I was talking, I completed the build. So that unlocks the swapper. Let's see what that does. It says receives 2 shapes and swaps their west halves. Oh, so that could speed up production quite a bit. That'll be handy. That's a new feature. That was something Shapez 1 did not have. So next thing to work on is cutting speed 2, which basically is going to use these parts with the addition of some squares. So cutting speed 2 upgrade required the squares. So my solution was a little bit simpler for this. We have the squares coming in here, being split in half at this location, and then rotated so that they're all coming out the same direction. That comes over to another splitter, and again the top half, the bottom half here goes straight up top here to the second level. The bottom half gets rotated once so that the square is in the top left, and that gets run into a stacker and it ends up with this shape here. So we have 6 of them. Again, a little bit overkill. 5.33 is needed, but you can't do 0.33 of a machine, so. And then so that exports that shape. We'll have to take this belt up over to here. Hit C to anchor it. And that'll get them. Of course, I don't know if this is, let's kill this shape here. Let's see. Is this angled right? We'll have to see if this is rotated the correct way. Let's bring these ones over. So they're not, they're going to stack on top of each other. So this needs rotated. Let's see, these rotate at 60 per minute, so we'll just need 2 of them. We gotta go up a floor. So now those are rotated the correct way, I believe. Yep, so there's our shape. So let's delete this and this. Let's grab a belt from down here. Come over to here, go up. Go back down. And in. So that's producing them at 120 per minute. Make sure we start getting credit for them, which we are here. So that's going to take roughly 2.5, 3 minutes to get cutting speed 2 upgrade done. So now we can start working on the space platform. I've left our build down here from previously, just so that we keep building up these blueprint points. We should really look at doing this shape too, because we get 2 points for it instead of 1 point, but for now it's good enough. Okay, so beginning of the space platforms, we're trying to do the L-shaped square. I have 120 per minute coming in down the bottom. That's enough to supply 4 splitters, or cutters I should say. They, so far I haven't needed to use this last one. This operates at 30 per minute. So if I rotate these shapes so they're the same, I'll have 60 per minute coming out of this shape. So 4 of these would be 120 per minute, so I'll have all of these be 120 per minute. And then I need the other square here, so I basically cut it in half, rotated them so that they're the same size, or the same rotation. So this is outputting 60 of these per minute, which requires these operate at 30 per minute each, so that they can handle the full load of 60. And they're each outputting 30 per minute per line, so 30, 60, 90, 120 per minute. So now what we got to do is put some stackers down to combine these shapes, and then we'll pump them over near towards the circles, where we'll have to put a quarter of a circle on the edge of the L here. There's the stackers in. Six of them supporting 120 per minute of this shape. We have these coming in below here. Single squares coming in up top, being stacked together like that. So now we'll run a belt over here somewhere. Got to bring in some circles. We don't really need these parts anymore, I don't think. So I think I'm going to just steal this row of circles here, because this is already a full belt of quarter circles, so I think we'll just steal that for now. Alright, so I stole this column over here. I just stopped this production. I left it here just in case we need it again. But I rotated these two here so that the shapes come on the bottom left, which matches up with our L-shaped bottom left. So now all we need to do is deliver these to the portal. Hit C, lock it in. I need 400 of those. We're delivering at 120 per minute. I don't know if it says anywhere what you're delivering at speed is, if I can. Doesn't look like it, but it's a full belt, so 120 per minute once it gets going. So space platforms, we'll see what those are all about. If you click on a belt and give it a minute, it'll analyze the belt and tell you what's flowing through the belt at the current moment. So it looks like we're flowing about 120 per minute, so it is maximum efficiency on this shape. This also works for buildings. You click on the building, and if you give it a couple of seconds, it'll calculate what the efficiency of that building is. Now, one of these buildings should not be operating at full capacity because I only need 5.33 of them, and I have 6 of them. So for some reason, this one's taking a while to calculate. There you go. See, it's not operating at full efficiency because the shapes aren't being... I can't support 6 of these. I can only support 5.333. So, but the middle one should be operating at 100%. And there you go. Middle ones are working at 100%. It's just the ends that are not working. And just like that, we completed space platform. So let's check that out. Allow new space platforms to be built, expanding your factory. Sounds interesting. So now we have demo challenges we need to complete. So we've completed the demo. These are the challenges. We've got a whole bunch of new side missions as well. So I tend to attack the side missions first because they help you with the main goal of, so if you can get faster stacking speeds, faster belt speeds, the sooner you get that stuff the better. So if I can do this stuff, I will do it now. But space platforms can be accessed by zooming out. We zoom out, we enter space platform mode. There's a whole bunch of shapes we can extract, put miners on, and we will extract this shape. We can then cut up that shape up to use as we need it. You can see we need that pointy thing for the demo challenge, the rotator, the stacking speed. So we'll have to cut these shapes up and use them as needed. There's a whole bunch of shapes on the map. You can zoom out even further, and it gets rather large. So there's tons of shapes out there. We'll use this one as a quick example since it's close to the base. There's two tabs on the platform builder station. This one puts down a large asteroid miner, which is basically a extractor with a platform attached to it. There's a single asteroid miner, which is just the extractor. I'll zoom in and show you these in a minute. And then the other tab here, regular tab, is platforms. So we can build a big platform 2 blocks wide. We can build a single platform 1 block wide. And then this conveyor belt system is pretty cool. So if you want to say we want to connect this platform to the main hub, which we're going to have to do eventually anyway. If you click on it, just like you're drawing a conveyor belt, it draws everything you need to do to connect those two platforms together. So now you have 4 belts that shoot over here. These shoot into this station. This parts actually travel through this tube, and they'll come out here, and you can connect belts here, and then they're attached to the main platform. So pretty cool stuff. We'll have to start tackling some of these bonus shapes now. Looks like there's a limit on space platforms. There are 8 of 250. If I delete this platform here, it's 6 of 250, so it does look like there's a limit on platforms. I'm sure that limit will increase as we go, but something to be mindful of. So I used this first shape, extracted it here, sent it over to this platform where I rotated it and then sliced. Actually used the half destroyer on this one. You can see it. Pretty cool animation cutting off the shape there. And that shape is being shipped off to the base. You can see it parts actually traveling through the tunnel here. Pretty cool. And that comes over to here. I borrowed 2 half circles from way over here. I put a long belt. This basically just splits them and rotates them. And belt from over here. I haven't deleted our old factories yet because you never know when you're going to need them. If I don't have to delete them, I leave them there. But so this is going to be the 180-degree rotator unlock. Looks like we're 200 to 300 already, so this next one will probably work on stacking speed 2 maybe. Let's do stacking speed 2 next. This part we were basically making before almost, this 2 half circles and these 2 halves, or I guess two quarter circles and 2 quarter squares we were making before over here. I called them the radiation cores over here. So I'll basically just disconnect this, rehook this up, rotate these so they're making the right shape, and we'll ship them off. And I believe that the red portion of the shape up here is right here, so we can just extract this and send it to the hub. Stacking speed 2 is done, so we have these shapes being extracted, just sending them down to the hub here. Then they get rotated and sent over to the stacker. This shape here we were making already. We were already making these and these. I just had to switch the tops and bottoms, so these go to the bottom, these go to the top, and it makes this shape now. This comes up and over to here, makes a full belt of those. So 450, it'll take about 3-4 minutes to get it done. So I'll start working on belt speed 3 while we wait for this one to... Now we're not getting credit for that, why not? It is the right shape, right? Sure looks like the right shape. Why are we not getting credit for it? This must not be the right shape. Sure looks like it. Alright, so I'm not getting credit for this shape. I guess I'm making the wrong shape. So if we click on the stacking speed 2 here, you can see if we do separate by layers, this shape needs to be a whole piece on top of this. So right now, this piece here is actually on the bottom. I'm putting this piece on the bottom, so I need to make this top piece first. I need to make this top piece first, then put it on top of 2 squares on the bottom. So, quick change around. Okay, so slight revision. We're bringing these 2 pieces over independently now. The radiation cores are coming up to the top. These pieces are coming down, and this is being assembled as one piece. And that piece is being put on top of these 2 squares, which basically creates the shape they were looking for. You can tell by the green check mark, and we are getting credit for them now. So next up will be belt speed 3, which is basically pay attention to the levels now. So we need a red square in the middle of 2 gray squares. Speed 3 upgrade. I have these started with these shapes being extracted from here, being sent down a couple platforms over to this build. Then I grabbed squares from up top here and shipped them over to this platform. I have belts are filled at 120, which I'm not sure why. This must not be launching at 120. It is, so I don't know why it's not full. Oh, I need to add another extractor to it. Okay, so now 120. So these are being split in half and then rotated so they're all facing the same direction. You can see now this fills a full belt and this fills a full belt. So 120, 120. These get sent over to join the red ones. They get stacked on top of each other to form this shape. And then they get stacked again on top of these to form this shape. So they're just stacking on top of stacking. I imagine these shapes are going to get quite complicated. 3 layers already. And they're just being sent off to the hub. So that we need 600 of those, so those will be done in a relatively short time. I guess it's time to start the demo challenge here, which would be 2 pointy things and 2 half circles, or quarter circles. And finally we have the demo challenge. We need 600 of these shapes. It's all one layer, so that keeps it simple. So I'm basically cutting off leaving just the pointy end. Taking advantage of our new 180-degree rotator here. Basically stamping these as one piece together here. Sending it down the portal, or down to the hub. It's kind of cool. There's 2 shapes in here now. And then that comes over here. We were already making this piece. I just needed to rotate it. Stamp it on top of each other, and we are getting credit for it, so it is being made correctly. So that should complete the demo challenge. I don't know if there's other challenges after this, but we will find out shortly. So that didn't take very long. We're complete with the demo challenge. Let's see what demo is finished. Thanks for playing the demo. If you want to continue playing, we've added a few challenge goals. Check it out. So we got some crazy shape challenge 1, shape challenge 2, shape challenge 3. So maybe we'll take a look at that in the next episode. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching.